Welcome viewers. This is lecture number 14 of lecture series on real analysis. Concept covered in this topic are Cauchy sequence, theorems related to Cauchy sequence, and example based on Cauchy sequence. We start our discussion with triangle inequality. So what is triangle inequality? Let x and y be any real number. Then for all t in R, mod x minus y is less than equal to mod x minus t plus mod t minus y. We will use this in today's lecture. So now we start our discussion with Cauchy sequence. So a sequence, before discussing Cauchy sequence, quickly we will discuss how we can define convergence. A sequence xn is said to converge to a real number x if for all given epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive number m in natural number n such that for all n greater than equal to m, such that mod of xn minus x is less than epsilon. Right? So in this way, we can we can show that a sequence xn converges to a real number x. Now, convergence, Cauchy sequence. A sequence xn in real number R is said to be a Cauchy sequence if for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists p belongs to natural number. There exists p be any positive integer, right? Such that for all m comma n, m and n be any positive integer which are greater than equal to p, we have mod xn minus xm is less than epsilon. So geometrically, how we can show that sequence is convergence. So let sequence xn, Cauchy sequence xn is said to be Cauchy sequence if there exists a real number x such that for every interval, we take a interval of epsilon distance from x, that is x plus epsilon and x minus epsilon. So our x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on up to xp minus 1. These all lies outside. Then what happen after that? All the terms greater than equal to p lies here. So what we want to show that because we have to prove that the distance between xm and xn must be less than epsilon because it is a distance of 2 epsilon. The distance between this is 2 epsilon. So we are not in favor that our xm lies here and xn lies here, because if we choose xm and xn like this, then in this case distance must be greater than epsilon. So our choice of xm and xn is such that the xm and xn are closer to each other, come closer to each other. That is, mod xm minus xn must be less than epsilon, right? So we are, if our xm lies here and xn lies here, then in this case we are not in this favor. We are not choosing xm and xn such that their distance is greater than epsilon. So this again we discuss how we can write in terms of quantifier. A sequence xn is said to be Cauchy sequence if for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists p belongs to n such that for all mn greater than equal to p, mod of xn minus xm is less than epsilon. So in this way, we can show that the sequence xn is a Cauchy sequence. So now the theorem we will discuss, that every convergent sequence is Cauchy sequence. Every convergent sequence or let us discuss before this, we discuss one example. Example. We know that under root 2 that is equal to 1.41421356 and so on, right? So let our the term of the sequence x1 is equal to x1 is equal to 1, x2 is equal to 1.4, x3 is equal to 1.41, x4 is equal to 1.414, x5 is equal to 1.4142 and so on. In this way, we can define sequence. So now, if we take epsilon is equal to 1 by 10, epsilon equal to 1 by 10 means 0.1. Now, because this sequence is a Cauchy sequence, right? So what after which number we have to find p such that after mn greater than equal to p, our xm and nxn are closer to each other. That is, the distance between xm and nxn is less than 1 by 10. So now we have to find p after which integer, which positive integer, the distance of between two terms of the sequence is less than epsilon. So what happened in this case? We observe that our xn minus xm is less than 1 by 10 for all m comma n greater than equal to 2. Because if we take m is equal, n equal to 1 and m equal to 2, right? So what happened? X1 minus x2. So x1 minus x2 is 1 minus 1.4. This is 0.4 minus 0.4 and mod of minus 0.4 is 0.4. 0.4 means 4 by 10. 4 by 10 is not less than, this is less than 1 by 10. This is not possible. So it means when we take n equal to 1, this condition is not true. But if we take both m and n equal to 2, right? So x2 minus x2, this is true, right? So because it is 1.4 minus 1.4, this is 0, which is less than 1 by 10. So in this case, this condition is true. Now, even if you take any number m comma n greater than equal to 2, any number, let m is equal to 100 and n is equal to 50, right? So x50 minus x100. So this is now we have to find that what is x50 and x100, right? So instead of taking this, I just take m and n. Let m be our, this is our x6, x6 m equal to 6 and n equal to 5, right? So x6 minus x5 minus x6. So x5 is 1.4142 and x6 is 1.41421. Now, if you find the difference, then it is 0.0000 1, and which is less than 1 by 10. Right? So it means you can take any number. Even you can also take x3 minus x7, x7 minus x10, and so on. So in this case, we can find that this sequence is a Cauchy sequence. But after, when we choose epsilon equal to 1 by 10, then after second term, the term of the sequence come closer to each other. Now if we take epsilon equal to 1 by 100, that is 0.01. So xn minus xm is less than epsilon for all n comma m greater than equal to 3. You can check this because of when you take x2 and x1, difference of x2 and x1, this is less than, even you can take x3 and x2, difference of x3 and x2. It is also bigger than 1 by 100. So after third and after greater than equal to 3, all the terms are come closer to epsilon, come closer to each other. So that distance is or less than epsilon. Now, if we take epsilon equal to 1 by 1000, that is equal to 0.001, right? Now you have to find P. You think about this, after which value of P, xm and xn come closer to, means xn minus xm is less than epsilon for which number, which integer, after which integer they are come closer to each other, right? So you try to find this. Now, theorem, every convergent sequence is convergent sequence is Cauchy sequence. So now we assume that sequence xn is convergent, because every convergent sequence is Cauchy. If P, then Q, right? So what is given condition? Sequence is convergent, but we have to show that xn is Cauchy sequence. So now we assume that xn is convergent. We want to show that. What we have to prove? We want to prove that sequence xn is Cauchy sequence. Cauchy sequence. That is we need to estimate xn minus xn. We have to estimate this, right? But since xn converges to x, this is given. So what is the definition of convergence? We start our lecture with the definition of convergence. That is, a sequence xn is said to be convergent. A sequence xn is said to be convergent for given epsilon greater than 0. There exists a positive integer, let it be P belongs to natural number, such that for all n greater than equal to P mod xn minus x, is less than epsilon. So this is the definition of conversion. Now what we have to do, because xn converges to x, so we can estimate this. So we can estimate xn minus x, this, that is this is less than epsilon. Now similarly we can also estimate x minus xm, or we can say xm minus x. Xm converges to x. Now we can use the, and we use or I just write here this. We know that we can estimate mod x minus xn minus x and mod x minus xm. So we use triangle inequality to estimate mod xn minus xm. So because this we have already known that because xn converges to x, so by definition of convergence we can write this, right? So now because let m comma n with any integer greater than equal to p. Xm is converges to x, xm is also converges to x. So for all mn greater than equal to p, we can write, if this happens for n, then similarly we can also find, we can also say that xm converges to x. For this we can write, for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists p in natural number n, such that for all m greater than equal to p, mod xm minus x is less than epsilon. Or instead of taking epsilon, we can also write this less than epsilon by 2. Right? So for let mn greater than equal to p, now we have to estimate xm and xn, that is xn minus xn. So what we do, we add and subtract x. And now we use a triangular inequality. This is xn minus x plus mod x minus xm. We can also write this as xm minus x. So this is less than epsilon by 2, and this is also less than epsilon by 2 for all m comma n greater than equal to p. So this is equal to epsilon. So now what we estimate, that is, this implies that mod xn minus xm is less than epsilon for all m comma n greater than equal to p. It means the given sequence, this xn is a Cauchy sequence. So a real Cauchy sequence, you can also prove the converse part. A real sequence xn, a real sequence xn is Cauchy if and only if xn is convergent. So you can prove this is Cauchy completeness of R. Right? So if every Cauchy sequence is convergent, and converse is also true. Every convergent sequence is Cauchy sequence. Now next theorem is every sequence, Cauchy sequence is bounded. Every Cauchy sequence is bounded. So how we can prove this? Let xn be a Cauchy sequence. Xn be a Cauchy sequence. We have to show that xn is bounded. What is the definition of sequence? When we say that sequence is said to be bounded, a sequence xn is said to be bounded if for there exists c greater than 0, or you can take m greater than 0, such that for all n in n, mod of xn is less than equal to m. If, so in this way we can show that, we can prove that the sequence is bounded sequence. Or we can also, if we can show that xn is less than equal to alpha and greater than equal to beta for all n in n, then in this way we can also prove that this sequence is a bounded sequence. Here alpha is the upper bound and beta is the lower bound of the sequence. So see, xn is be a Cauchy sequence. We have to show that xn is bounded, that epsilon is equal to 1, right? So we have to show that sequence xn is Cauchy. So there exists x in x, x in R, such that mod xn minus for all m n greater than equal to p, where p is any positive integer, there exists p in n, such that for all mn greater than equal to p, mod xn minus xm is less than epsilon. This is by Cauchy sequence. Now take epsilon equal to 1. Take epsilon equal to 1. So what happens if this is our x where the sequence converges, and we take epsilon equal to 1, so we can take an interval of x minus 1 and x plus 1. So after this number p, x1, x2, x3, x4, xp minus 1, all the other numbers lies here. All x we can say xk for all k greater than equal to p lies here, right? It means xp plus 1, all the terms lies in this interval. So what we can say about, we can say that this is our set xn. Xn, n belongs to natural number. We can write this set into a set of two union of two sets. That is, first is all xi such that I lies between 1 to p minus 1. एक सेट हमारा वो बन गया जो सारे x1 से लेके xp minus 1, और दूसरा सेट बन गया हमारा all xk such that k is greater than equal to p. अब ये वाले जो सेट हैं, ये वाले जो एलिमेंट हैं जो इसमें सेकंड वाले में है, ये सारे एलिमेंट कहां से कहां लाई कर रहे हैं? x minus 1 और x plus 1, दे लाइज बिटवीन. तो ये सारे के सारे एलिमेंट तो x minus 1, x plus 1 और x minus 1 के बीच में लाई कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो इन सब के लिए अपर बाउंड क्या हुआ? x plus 1, और इनके लिए लोअर बाउंड क्या हुआ? x minus 1. But we cannot say that what is the upper bound of x1, x2, x3 and xp minus 1. But we know that these are only finite number, and in a finite set we can find the maximum. There exists a maximum as well as the minimum. So what we do, let we take m is equal to maximum of x1, x2, xp minus 1 and x plus 1, right? Because x plus 1 is the upper bound. All the terms after p, k greater than equal to p, are less than equal to x plus 1. So we know that this is the x plus 1 is the upper bound for this set, but we don't know कि इनका अपर बाउंड क्या है, इनमें सबसे बड़ी टर्म कौन सी है. मे बी x2 इज अपर बाउंड, या x3 यहाँ होगी तो x3, या लेट इट बी x7 यहाँ होगी तो x7 भी द मैक्सिमम नंबर, बट वी डोंट नो, राइट. सो वी फाइंड द मैक्सिमम ऑफ x1 x2 and xp minus 1 and x plus 1, and small m be the minimum of x1 x2 xp minus 1 and which number? Now minimum of this number x minus 1. Now we can say our xn, all the sequence of the term lies between m, small m and capital M for all n in n. So in this way we can estimate that thus sequence xn is bounded sequence. So now let us discuss some examples related to Cauchy sequence. Prove that the sequence eight plus 1 upon n cube is a Cauchy sequence and find its limit. Find its limit. So here xn, sequence xn is eight plus 1 upon n cube, right? So now what we have to do, we have to estimate xm and xn. So let our xm is 8 plus 1 upon m cube. So given epsilon, let epsilon greater than 0, and we take m is greater than n, then we have to, what we have to do, we have to estimate xm minus, or we can take, yes, let it be m is greater than n. So we have to estimate xm minus xn, or you can also take xn minus xm. We take n is greater than m, and we have to estimate xn minus xn. So we get this is 8 plus 1 upon n cube minus 8 minus 1 upon m cube, and this is equal to 1 upon n cube minus 1 upon m cube, because n is greater than m. So 1 upon n cube, now what we have to do, because this is positive number, so we can write this is mod is, this is less than equal to 1 upon n cube. Now let us write here, because n is bigger than, n is greater than m, so n cube is greater than m cube. So 1 upon n cube is less than 1 upon m cube, right? Now if we take 1 upon n cube minus 1 upon m cube, then this is less than 0, right? So we can write this is 1 upon n cube minus 1 upon m cube is less than equal to 1 upon n cube plus 1 upon m cube. So we can take any, you can take any value. Let it be n equal to 3 and m equal to 2. You can check this. So this condition is true for this, that is mod 1 by n cube minus 1 upon n cube is less than equal to 1 upon n cube plus 1 upon n cube. Now we know that 1 upon n cube is less than equal to 1 upon n cube. So we can write this as less than equal to 1 upon n cube plus 1 upon n cube, right? Even less than, I can strictly less than. Now this is equal to 2 by m cube. Now what we have to do, we have to estimate mod xn minus xm to be less than epsilon. We have to estimate that this is less than epsilon. You see, less than epsilon. But we find out that this is less than 2 by m cube. Now what we have to do, we have to show that this is less than epsilon. If we show, we are able to show this, then we can find that the mod of difference of xn minus xm is less than epsilon. Now, if this is mod xn minus xm is less than epsilon, if 2 by m cube is less than epsilon, is less than epsilon, or we can say 2 by epsilon is less than m cube, or m cube is greater than 2 by epsilon, or m is greater than 2 by epsilon to the power 1 by 3, cube root of 2 by epsilon, right? Now since epsilon is bigger than 0, so by Archimedean property, for every epsilon greater than 0, what we do, we are able to find a natural number. So there exists P in n such that for all P greater than equal to m, which is bigger than 2 by, or we can say all P greater than 2 by epsilon to the power 1 by 3, such that mod of xn minus xm is less than epsilon for all m comma n greater than equal to p. So in this way, we can prove that the sequence xn is Cauchy sequence. It means if we take epsilon is equal to 2 by 1000, right? So what is, after which number positive integer the sequence of the term of the sequence come closer to each other, that is this is less than 2 by 1000. So p greater than 2 by 1000 का whole cube, 1 by 3 cube root. So we can say this is 1000 cube root, and cube root of 1000 is 10. So we can say that after p greater than 10, after nth number, all the term, it means x11, x12, x13, and all the terms greater than this, they come closer to each other. It means distance between any two number is less than epsilon. Okay. So in this way, now what we have to do, we have to find the limit of this. So limit of the sequence, limit n xn, that is limit n 8 plus 1 upon n cube. And this is equal to 8 plus 0, that is 8. So limit of this sequence is 8. Example 2, prove that a sequence 1 plus 1 by 2 square, 1 by 3 square, 1 by n square is convergent by showing that it is a Cauchy sequence. So how we can solve this? Given sequence xn is 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 2 ka square plus 1 by n ka square. Let xm is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2 ka square plus 1 by n ka square plus 1 by n plus 1 ka square plus 1 by m square. Here we take m is bigger than n. M is greater than n. So let epsilon greater than 0. We have to estimate mod of xm minus xn. So what is the difference when we subtract xm and xn? All the first n terms cancel out. So we can write just 1 upon n plus 1 ka whole square n plus 1 whole square plus 1 upon n plus 2 whole square plus 1 upon n square. Because all the terms are positive, so we can write it as 1 upon n plus 1 whole square plus 1 upon n plus 2 whole square plus 1 upon n square. We can also write this term as less than equal to 1 upon n into n plus 1 plus 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2 plus 1 upon m minus 1 into m. Right? How we can prove? Because n plus 1 is greater than n. So if we multiply both sides by n, so n plus 1 ka whole square is greater than, even we can also say that greater than equal to, because by law of trichotomy only one of the condition is true. So this is n into n plus 1. So when we take the reciprocal, so 1 upon n plus 1 ka whole square is less than equal to 1 upon n into n plus 1. So in this way, if it result is true for first term, then it is also true for second term, also true for last term. Now in this second part, we can write this is equal to 1 upon n minus 1 upon n plus 1 plus in second term we can write this as 1 upon n plus 1 minus 1 upon n plus 2. And similarly in last term we can write this as 1 upon m minus 1 minus 1 upon m. So all the terms are cancelled out. We have only 1 upon n minus 1 upon m. Because m is greater than n. M is greater than n. So 1 upon m is less than 1 upon n. Right? So we can say that this is less than 1 upon this is less than equal to 1 upon m. If m is very very large, then uh, this is equal to 1 upon n, or 1 upon n is always bigger than greater than equal to 1 upon n minus 1 upon n. Both are positive. Right? So now what we have to do? We have to estimate xm minus xn to be less than epsilon. We have to estimate this, but we can show that this is less than equal to even this. Yes, this is less than equal to 1 upon n. Now what we have to estimate? We have to estimate 1 upon n is less than epsilon. So mod xm minus xn is less than epsilon if 1 upon n is less than epsilon, or n is greater than 1 upon epsilon. Now by Archimedean property, because epsilon is greater than 0, we can find there exists a natural number, let it be p, such that p into epsilon is greater than 1. This is by Archimedean property. We take y equal to 1 here. So now we can find, uh, choose, yeah, there exists p in n such that p is greater than 1 upon epsilon by Archimedean property. By Archimedean property, we find a number p, natural number p, such that this is greater than 1 upon n. Now, therefore, mod xm minus xn is less than epsilon for all n comma m greater than equal to p. Thus, sequence xn is a Cauchy sequence. And we know that every Cauchy sequence is convergent. Cauchy sequence is convergent. Therefore, sequence xn is convergent. So in this way, we are uh, we are able to do examples related to Cauchy sequence, some theorems related to Cauchy sequence, and definition of Cauchy sequence with example. So in this lecture, uh, we stop here. We will wait with next video lecture. Next lecture. So thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay healthy.